our answer on this is microservices. We have a very modern and very future-proof microservice infrastructure. I think that is a unique approach, and we have a very powerful software built. "15 years ago, the challenge was to have a unified HTML rendering for the user. Later on, with mobile applications, the challenge was how to provide an interface for different types of applications. So for native applications, for HTML applications, so how to manage content and how to deliver content to different user frontends. And I would say, like the last years, you clearly see that we are going to have the challenge. For example, in our case, we have many different services developed. So we have a service developed for digital rights management, for media asset management, for image management, for subscription management, for fleet management, and many others. So all of these services, like, you need to keep them under control. And to have here like a monolithic backend infrastructure is causing a lot of issues and a lot of problems. So I think these are the challenges that we are facing today. Now, I would say our answer on this is microservices. I mentioned a lot of services we built, and important is that we are able to separate the services. And it's not easy to do that, because you do need to take into account the scalability, security, especially interdependencies. So you do have an image service that is utilized by a lot of other services that are managing images in the one or the other way. So I think we have a very good setup here, and we have a very modern and very future-proof microservice infrastructure. Yes, for sure. So it is important to have the separation of the services, also to reduce the complexity for the development, for maintenance, but also to be able to distinguish between standardized services that Axinom provides as software as a service, and to have customizable services, which can be adapted to the needs of the customers. So we want to establish a partner network, and for this we do need services that are easy to understand, that are easy to customize. So the one thing is having the services that are customizable. For example, a media asset management. It looks different in different business scenarios. So in an OTT platform or a corporate TV, or when it's about e-learning. So there are different scenarios how you would use a media asset management and what type of metadata you need to manage. And on the other hand, an image service, an identity service, or a DRM service are standardized services that we offer as software as a service. Our microservice infrastructure can combine all of these services. And for our partners and for our developers that are customizing the solutions, they need to concentrate on the services and on the complexity of each of the service, and not on the complexity of the whole solution. So this was a very important business driver to be able to onboard as many companies as possible to be able to customize and to operate our microservices. We are using two ways of interconnecting the services with each other. So one is GraphQL, and the other one is a message bus. We are using AMQP over RabbitMQ. The one you're using, like GraphQL, you're using for synchronous exchange of data. So if you need immediately an answer on the other hand, you're using RabbitMQ when it's about notification, and also these messages are connecting all of our services in one environment. So for the deployment, we are utilizing Kubernetes. Every single service of Axinom runs in a Docker image. And the containers are orchestrated by Kubernetes clusters. So the configuration is depending on each of the services. So if a service needs autoscaling or if a service needs security, it's up to the service to define that. Very important to understand is our front-end approach. We use micro front-ends, and we are able to render out of several services a unified front-end, even if the services deliver the front-end. So I think that is a unique approach, and we have a very powerful software built. If you're interested in that, you need to check out another AxinomTECHbytes video about micro front-ends.